So we're going to start chapter 16, which is taking a look at different mass movement. So essentially for mass movement, what we're going to see is we're going to have rocks that are going to slide, mostly because of gravity, and it's going to happen at different speeds. So we know that the Earth's surface is not firm. It's pretty much unstable for the most part. So we can call mass movement, right, the downslope motion of rock, but sometimes that rock can be, as we saw with our sedimentary rocks, sediment or dirt or snow and ice, right? We call that an avalanche. So any surface that is sloped, we know gravity is going to be working on it. So anything that's not exactly flat is going to have gravity pulling material down. And like I said, we're going to see that it's going to range from fast to slow. Mass movements are definitely a very large natural hazard. We've seen this in the last couple of years now. Here, for example, in this picture, we can see this was in 1970, 18,000 people were buried in Peru. So you can see here we've got this nice town, and now you can see it's buried, right, from this big mud flow that pretty much buried this whole town, right? You can see that this tree is barely sticking up. But we've seen this in Colorado and Wyoming and Montana in the last couple of years, very large mass movements just burying whole towns or separating towns away from areas where where people can escape, or covering up interstates and people can't get out. However, mass movement is very important to the rock cycle. So this type of mass movement breaks up the rock and creates sediment. So this is definitely important for forming sedimentary rocks. But we're also going to see by the time we get to the end of this chapter that mass movement is definitely aided by human activity, right? People digging out roads or digging out areas to putting shopping malls and so on and so forth definitely can cause the land to become way more unstable than it would normally be. So we're going to look at our mass movement and categorize them based on four things. First, the type of material, whether it's made up of rock, regolith, which is just the top material, snow or ice, whether it's moving fast or slow, whether the material is moving in big blocks or it's moving as a wet mess or a big puffy cloud like a snow avalanche, and whether we're talking about something that's on the land or out in the ocean. So in our next segment, we're going to take a look at each one of these factors, and we're going to range from slow to fast as we go along.